video from just yesterday so hard to watch. Now, the House Majority Whip, Steve Scalise, was badly injured, remains in the hospital. He's still fighting for his life tonight. Now, like tonight's game, maybe a nice attempt to show unity here. Let's not be deceived. Let's not pretend the vicious, divisive rhetoric, the vile hatred of the left, it's not going to end. In fact, I predict it's only going to get worse because Democrats, liberals, the media, they will not stop until they absolutely destroy this president's agenda. That's tonight's very important D.C. opening monologue. So, as I said, we're here at our nation's capital tonight because yesterday, across the Potomac River in Alexandria, Virginia, a radical left-wing ideologue tried to carry out a political assassination against Republican lawmakers at a baseball field. Now, investigators, they're still trying to determine the motive of this sinister attack, but we do know a lot, don't we? James Hodgkinson was a Bernie Sanders supporter, apparently volunteered on Sanders' presidential campaign. He regularly expressed his extremist views on social media, referring to President Trump as a traitor on social media, writing that, quote, "It's time to destroy Trump and company." He also belonged to a Facebook group called Terminate the Republican Party. Now, while this monster's actions are horrific and disturbing, it's part of a much larger pattern that we've been seeing from the left-wing Democrats, the Destroy Trump media in this country. Now, they have created this vortex of hatred aimed at the president. For example, just this week, an opening night performance of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar in New York City's Central Park featured a Donald Trump lookalike, again, getting brutally stabbed and murdered. By the way, some taxpayer dollars. Then there's an example, of course, so graphic, we got to warn you every time before we put it up on the screen. This is part of a vile ISIS-style photo shoot. So-called comedian Kathy Griffin posed with a fake, bloodied, severed head of, you see it right there, President Trump. And there's also this hate-filled and threatening rant from Madonna. Remember back at the Women's March back in January? Here's her dreams of blowing up the White House.
And to our detractors that insist that this march will never add up to anything, you. Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
If you think a lot about blowing up the White House, maybe you should be investigated and maybe looked at by the Secret Service. And remember, before Madonna's vicious attack against the president, there was rapper Snoop Dogg in a music video. Oh, he was pretending to shoot President Trump with a gun. Take a look. Really, imagine if that was President Obama. How would the media react? And by the way, it's not just Hollywood liberals and leftists who are spreading this vicious, vile hatred towards the commander-in-chief. Of course, we got the Destroy Trump media and Democrats. They have been doing the same thing ever since he won on November the 8th. Take a look at some of this disturbing, many examples from the media themselves. Take a look.
I understand where you were coming from. I understand why you liked him. But this man is lying to you.
Trump's critics, those who are worried about this president and this White House, saw a live special television event brought to you by narcissism, thin skin, chaos, and deeply personal grievances.
This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes.
When he said today, America first, it was not just the racial, I should say racial, the Hitlerian background to it.
This is a very sad night for the country. You can't polish this turd.
When he called you fake news, what if you had called him a fake president?
He's there with his wife. He's there with his whole family. As I say, like the Romanovs. He's got Jared, who might be a part of this story, like hint, hint. And he's got his daughter Ivanka. It's like a traveling royal Romanov family.
You can't defend what the President of the United States just said. If he took a dump on his desk, you would defend it.
And Democrats, well, they have made it a priority to target, attack, delegitimize, dehumanize the president pretty much on a daily basis. Take a look.
This executive order was mean-spirited and un-American.
Republican leaders and President Trump don't give a about the people they were trying to hurt.
I will fight every day until he is impeached. Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
This is a bunch of scumbags. That's what they are.
Those are very strong words,
organized around making money.
We've seen nothing that we can work, that I can work with President Bush on. And I'm trying really hard to find something positive. This morning he had 3 tweets. I was thinking he was more of a creature that stalked the night, that these things just came out at night like a vampire, and that he tweeted these things, but now it's spread to the morning.
This is beyond psychotic, unhinged, and we've been telling you night after night right here on this program. Democrats, the left, the destroy Trump media, you know what? They hate this president. They will do now, say anything to delegitimize and destroy him. Now, for months, they have been trying to outdo one another. You know, one black helicopter, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory after another for months and months and months, night after night, launching new and venomous attacks. And after yesterday's shooting, the liberal Huffington Post, they had to take down a disgusting article that actually called for President Trump's execution. Take a look at the headline. Impeachment is no longer enough. Donald Trump must face justice. And here's the subheadline. Impeachment, removal from office are only the first steps for America to be redeemed. Donald Trump must be prosecuted for treason if convicted and a court of law executed. Really? Pretty disturbing. And by the way, if there wasn't a left-wing assassination attempt yesterday, probably that story would still be up tonight. Then, of course, the New York Times smearing former Governor Sarah Palin in an op-ed blaming her for the 2011 shooting of former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. Palin had nothing whatsoever to do with what happened, which is why the New York Times had to issue a correction. And earlier today, Palin tweeted that she is talking to an attorney and exploring legal options, which, by the way, she should be doing. Do it, Governor Palin. That's my advice. And by the way, here's this thing about all of this. Everything we have showed you is it's less than 1/10 of 1/1000 million % of the divisive, hateful rhetoric that is now the left in America. We can spend an entire week just playing tapes, just showing example after example. The problem we're now facing is that no one on the left has the courage, or very few, or the fortitude to speak out and stop the hatred. And that's because Democrats use this kind of vile rhetoric every single election. Every election, what? Republicans are racist, they're sexist, they're misogynist. Let's see, they want dirty air and water, they want to throw Granny off the cliff. And that's just part of their political playbook. Islamophobic, xenophobic, homophobic. It never ends. The left objectifies Republicans, especially conservatives, into something we are not. And they know the truth, but yet they contribute to this atmosphere where Republicans, we're not even human. If you're conservative like me, God awful. How do you even speak on television or radio? Now, tonight, I know there's a kumbaya moment for the country. I'm not buying it. How do you feel about it? Joining us now with Reaction Editor-in-Chief, Leifzett, Fox News contributor, nationally syndicated radio talk show star.
Bravo. Excellent monologue.
I want to say, let's go get together, but I have to forget all the crap and the truth.
Right.
And I'm not doing that.
No, Sean, you laid it out. And tonight, you're right, nice show. It was nice spirit. That's all great. But and I know, and I think most people watching